I'm sitting on my couch, the same one where he sat just over a week ago, his arm around me, promising a future that now feels like a cruel mirage. My phone glows in my hand, the screen showing his new WhatsApp profile picture. A sandy beach under a blazing sun, posted hours ago from halfway across the world. It's been 3 days since Liam ghosted me. 3 days since his cryptic 1 a.m. message about needing to get away and booking a flight to Cambodia. I've sent him 3 texts since, each one a desperate reach for answers, and he's read them all, those little blue ticks mocking me, but hasn't replied. A month ago, he was calling me multiple times a day, showering me with attention, telling me he'd fallen for me. Now, I'm left with nothing but confusion, hurt, and a simmering anger that whispers of making him face the chaos he's left behind. At 29, I thought I was past falling for empty promises, but Liam's sudden disappearance has me questioning everything, especially myself. It started so innocently, like a spark I didn't expect to ignite. I'd been single for a while, buried in my job as a graphic designer, my days a blur of deadlines and late-night coffee runs. Liam slid into my DMs on a dating app, his messages witty and warm, a contrast to the usual one-liners I got. He was 32, a freelance photographer with a rugged charm and a smile that made my stomach flip. We chatted online for a few days, then moved to WhatsApp, texting constantly for a month. He'd send me good morning messages, ask about my day, share stories about his travels, Thailand, Peru, Morocco. I wasn't sure about him at first. Work was hectic, and I'd been burned before by guys who seemed too good to be true. But Liam was persistent, his texts full of charm, and I started to warm to him. Our first date was magical. We met at a cozy Italian restaurant in town, the kind with fairy lights and checkered tablecloths. He was even better in person, tall, with a scruffy beard and eyes that crinkled when he laughed. We talked for hours about everything from our favourite movies to our worst travel mishaps. He was keen, leaning in close, making me feel like I was the only person in the room. I wasn't 100% sold yet, work was still eating up my energy, but I liked him enough to agree to see him again. My schedule was packed, so it was 3 weeks before our next date. During that time, he didn't let up, calling me multiple times a day, sending sweet texts, even leaving voicemails when I was too busy to answer. "I'm not going anywhere, Tiana," he'd say, his voice low and reassuring. I started to believe him. Our next 2 dates sealed the deal. We went hiking one weekend, his hand steadying me on a rocky trail, and then to a jazz bar the next, where he pulled me onto the dance floor, laughing when I stepped on his toes. I was falling for him, his energy infectious, his attention intoxicating. Then came Easter. He asked to spend it with me, and I invited him to stay at my place. He was there for over a week, folding himself into my life like he'd always been there. He cooked breakfast, paid for every dinner, bought me little gifts, a scented candle, a book he thought I'd love. One night, tangled in my sheets, he looked at me and said, "I've fallen for you, Tiana." I mean it. My heart soared, even as a small voice warned me it was fast, too fast. He talked about taking me away, planning trips together, building a future. I let myself believe it, let myself fall. Then, Friday night, everything changed. We'd been watching a movie, his arm around me, when he got a call and stepped outside. When he came back, his face was different, distant, tense. He said he needed to talk. "Everything I've said, I meant," he started, his voice shaky. "But my head's messy right now. I need to figure things out." I pressed him for answers, my heart pounding, but he just shook his head, promising to call me tomorrow. Saturday passed in a blur of silence, his texts sparse, one-word replies to my worried messages. Then, at 1 a.m, my phone pinged. "I had to get away," his message read. "Booked a flight to Cambodia. I'll keep you posted." I stared at the words, my mind reeling. Cambodia? What? I texted back, asking if he was okay, what was going on, but got nothing. Sunday, I sent 3 more messages, each one more desperate. He read them all. No reply. Then, today, that beach photo popped up on WhatsApp, a silent slap in the face. I know he's been through a lot. He told me early on about his ex, how she disappeared with their daughter, leaving him in a legal mess, waiting for a court hearing to see her again. He'd get quiet sometimes, his eyes far away, and I'd try to be there for him, listening without pushing. But that doesn't explain this, treating me like a queen one day, then vanishing the next. He was the one pushing for a future, talking about trips, calling me his girl. I wasn't clingy. I let him set the pace. So why ghost me? Was it his ex, the court case, his messy head? Or was I just a distraction, a placeholder until he could run? The pain is a knot in my chest, twisting tighter every time I see those blue ticks. But beneath it, anger simmers, not loud but sharp, urging me to make him feel the sting of his actions. I imagine sending one final message, calm but cutting. I hope Cambodia's worth ghosting someone who cared about you. Then I'd block him, leaving him with the silence he's given me. Or maybe I'd post a photo of myself, radiant and unbothered, captioned with something vague but pointed, like living my truth, no baggage. I know he'd see it, and it'd hit him, even just a little. The thought brings a fleeting thrill, but it's not enough. Revenge isn't about hurting him. It's about reclaiming my power, proving I'm more than the ghost he left behind. I grab my sketchbook, the one I've been doodling in since I was a kid. Drawing has always been my escape, a way to process the chaos in my heart. I've been working on storyboards lately, inspired by the gritty crime dramas I watch to unwind. But tonight, I need something different. I start a new story, not a text to Liam, but a fictionalized version of this pain, a way to turn my hurt into something I can control. I call my character Zara, a version of myself, but bolder, more resolute. In the story, Zara falls for a charming drifter who sweeps her off her feet, only to vanish without warning, leaving her with a cryptic note about needing to find himself. But Zara doesn't break. She digs, piecing together clues. His social media posts, a mutual friend's comment, a receipt left behind, revealing he's been running from more than just her. Zara's revenge isn't loud, it's calculated. She doesn't chase him or beg for answers. Instead, she sends him a single, anonymous postcard from a city he'll never expect, with a message that reads, "You can run, but you can't hide from yourself." She builds a life so vibrant it overshadows his absence, sharing glimpses online that she knows he'll see, her art in a gallery, her laughter with new friends. The suspense builds as he grows restless, haunted by her silence, by the life he could have had. He tries to reach out, but Zara's moved on, her number changed, her heart no longer his to break. She doesn't destroy him. She lets his own regret do the work, watching from a distance as his new life unravels. I pause, my pencil hovering over the page. Is this too much? Am I sketching a fantasy to escape my own confusion? Maybe, but it feels good, like I'm reclaiming a piece of myself. I keep drawing, the story growing richer, more intricate. Zara's drifter starts noticing cracks in his new adventure, the thrill of escape fading, replaced by the weight of what he left behind. My pages fill, each stroke a release for my anger, my disappointment, my need to be seen. Hours pass, my apartment quiet, except for the hum of the fridge. I close the sketchbook, exhausted but lighter. Drawing Zara's story isn't just therapy. It's a mirror showing me I'm stronger than I feel right now. I don't need to send Liam that text or post that cryptic photo. My revenge is in my resilience, in building a life that proves I'm enough without him. I glance at the candle he bought me, still unlit on my shelf. Tomorrow, I'll light it, let it burn for me, not him. Healing will take time. Trust is fragile, and Liam's ghosting has left scars I'm still learning to live with. Dating again feels impossible. The thought of opening up again, a risk I can't face yet. But as I look around my apartment, the sketches on my walls, the plants I've kept alive, the life I'm still building, I see proof of my strength. I survived his disappearance. I'll survive this. One day I'll draw a new story, one where love doesn't end in silence, where my heart finds a home. For now, I'll focus on me. I'll call my friend Emma, let her drag me to a cafe or an art show, something to remind me I'm not alone. I'll keep drawing, keep working, keep growing. And if a part of me still imagines Liam seeing my art someday, realizing what he lost, feeling the sting of his own cowardice, well, that's just human. I'm not perfect, and I don't need to be. I'm Tiana, and I'm enough.